Manchester United beat Villarreal 2-0 thanks to late goals from, what a shock, Cristiano Ronaldo, and more of a shock, Jadon Sancho, his first one of the season. Gab, this was Michael Carrick's first game in charge. Anything look different to you?
Honestly, no. I mean, I don't...
They said it before, I work with Solskjaer, it'd be the same.
Yeah, and I thought the approach was the same. And okay, you can say, oh, well, but they didn't lose 4-1. Well, no, but I'm saying in terms of setup, in terms of approach, I thought the first half from United was really poor, actually, and it finished 0-0. This was a game they wanted to win. I don't think Villarreal had players missing, and I don't think that they approached the game. Unai Emery, I thought, didn't necessarily approach it the way you would have wanted it to. In the end, this game is a draw, minus Cristiano popping up and doing his thing.
And like he's done mistake.
And sorry?
And
Geronimo Rulli coming, misreading it. I mean, as we've seen time and time again, where would this team be without Cristiano? I think is the obvious question. Maybe they'd be pressing a little more, but I think if the rest of the players play the way they do, they'd be bottom of the group. So I think it's as simple as that. Now, Carrick, of course, is the caretaker manager. Who we're told will be replaced by an interim manager until the end of the season, who will then be replaced by a permanent manager. Permanent until he gets sacked. According to the reports, other than Pochettino, United are also considering for the interim manager role through the end of the season, German guru Ralf Rangnick, former Barca boss Ernesto Valverde, Lucien Favre, last seen at Borussia Dortmund, former Lille and Roma boss Rudy Garcia, who was there, actually, I think, for French TV.
He was indeed, He got a bit annoyed of all the questions from his co-coms on United links.
And our boy, the very handsome, Paulo Fonseca. Any of these guys get you excited?
Is there a point in common between all of them, or is it just a complete mess and you just go for all the names that you can find that someone throw at you? Maybe you'll be next. Maybe you're going to get a call.
I believe they're all unemployed right now, and I think is what makes them approachable as interim managers.
No, Ralf Rangnick, who's in Russia right now.
Okay, all right,
so he's not unemployed.
Sorry, no disrespect, but
no, but still. But what's the direction there? How can you be after managers with such a different array of qualities, philosophies, ideas? So you don't have really a direction. You just say like, hey, let's hope that one of them says yes. Because by the way, and you know how much I hate this caretaker, interim, permanent triangle, I think it's an insult if you go and see Lucien Favre for everything that he's done for this game and said, hey, Lucien, do you fancy just coming for 6 months? I think all of them should say no to the 6-month interim deal.
The one which intrigues me, somebody suggested this on Twitter, what about Ralf Rangnick as interim manager, and then in the summer, although I'm not sure he wants to do this, he moves upstairs and becomes director of football with wide-ranging powers, and Darren Fletcher as his apprentice stroke sidekick.
And John Murtaugh makes the tea?
I don't know what the hell John Murtaugh does. Maybe he can be an apprentice too. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. I think that would get me a little excited.
The Glazers would never have Rangnick. I mean, Rangnick needs to run the whole club.
Of course. Paulo Fonseca, I'm a big fan.
He's our favorite.
I'll say this about Fonseca: as you bring him in interim, he plays a completely different brand of football than what Solskjaer tried to serve up. Although this is United, remember, this is the team that decided they brought an interim manager, and after a few good games in March, they said, give him the job, give him the job. By the way, one last thing, which I had completely forgotten. Solskjaer won 14, I think, of his first 19 games in charge, something like that. And of course, they always had Paris. He also won just 2 of his last 12 games, which I think kind of went under the radar in that first season. I'm wondering if they hadn't given him the job, would they have kept them around given the way the season ended? They were 6 when he replaced Mourinho, and they were 6 at the end of the season.
Still no Lukaku, but Chelsea destroy Juventus at Stamford Bridge 4-0. Gab, was this a good Chelsea or bad Juve?
Sometimes more than one thing can be true. I thought Chelsea played really well, just like they did at the weekend. They didn't. Werner came off the bench. Lukaku, obviously, precautions still out. He's just coming back from his injury, but didn't matter. They created so many chances, especially after taking the lead. So much focus on the fact that they've got the kids from the academy and whatever else. But this was just a comprehensive team performance for Juve. The reality is,
what was the idea? Just defend the whole game?
It was like the first leg. I worked in the first leg, and let's try it again. And I've said this before, there's a ton of work to do. They can beat you by defending and grabbing a goal like they did against Lazio, but As the minute you ramp up the opposition, the minute you have to actually do something, right now this Juve team are really struggling. Yeah. Liverpool were already guaranteed first place in the group, but they nevertheless beat up Porto 2-0. And we had a peach of a Thiago Alcantara daisy cutter, and we found out who Morton was. I thought Morton was Morton Salt.
I saw him play. He came on for the last 10 minutes against Arsenal. So I saw him already.
I'd seen him too.
I'd heard of him with the reserve. He looked good. I mean, this was a B Liverpool team. They're already top of the group, already qualified, all of that. And Porto were good. If Otavio scores the huge chance that he has in the first half, it could be a different story. But what a goal by Thiago. Incredible volley if you haven't seen it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.